Thank you very much. I'm John Naderi. We should be live on the interwebs right now. This is Clockwork GTA every other Thursday at 4:20 p.m. Pacific Standard. Up with us on Facebook at Facebook.com/global time attack. And as well, you could also tweet us right now. I don't know why I paid $20 in downtown LA once to get tweeted, and it wasn't what I thought it would be. But that's global_TA, at global_TA. Chuck Testa's got nothing on this news. We were supposed to have a picture of Chuck Testa here, but I think Daryl's, there we go, there's Chuck Testa. I just find that so funny. Did anybody see that video? There's a YouTube video of Chuck Testa. Bigger than Chuck Testa, this is also bigger than the Honey Badger, because Honey Badger don't give an F or whatever he gives. This is huge news, but I can't tell you yet because Jason Dienhart said he would hurt me badly, and he's done that before too, and I didn't have to pay extra for that sort of action either. So we do have big news that is coming down the pipe. It's not hype, it's not fake, this is real. This concerns, let me just say it, it concerns a new wheel-to-wheel format. It concerns a 2012 championship series with money and trophies. We're actually going to have trophies bigger than the Honey Badger. But what I really wanted to get into, the big news that we have today going on, is in regards to the UK time attack. I don't know if anybody heard. Nick Malechikos, who does the North American Festival of Speed, he did Redline Time Attack. He posted something up that says, slicks in the UK time attack. I saw Mike Warfield from GST talking about it. And it's true, there was a Redline magazine, a UK online only, used to be a print publication in the UK, saying that the UK Time Attack series is allowing slicks now, which is huge news. And we think it's the progression that the industry's going. Anyways, we're talking about UK Time Attack, the rules change. We're very excited about that. So the cars, we're going to see the cars go faster. Some of those cars can come over and run in our series. Let us know in the comments. What do you think about slicks? What do you think about the 66%? What do you think about the dual sight rule? Any and all of the above at global_TA, at global_TA, or on the Justin TV just beneath us here, which you can't see, but if you're watching on your computer, you can see. And the next thing I want to talk about is other big news, is a new car that came out, and that's the Nemo Racing Evo. If we could show that one. This car, I saw this car on Hella Functional. It's been blowing up the interwebs. There's a crazy video going on about it. Look on our Global Time Attack Facebook page. Look on Hella Functional. Andrew Brilliant did the aero on this thing, and it is insane. Nemo Racing is an Australian team. They're saying they're going to come to Pikes Peak in 2013, and last time I checked, Pikes Peak was in North America, and so was the GTA. So I hit them up, asked them if they'd be interested in coming. They said they'd be honored to attend. I'd love to see GST versus Nemo Racing if that car comes out the way everybody thinks. I don't know if we have a picture of the Love Fab NSX. This thing is crazy. This is another Pikes Peak car. This year, Pikes Peak is going to be paved for the first time ever. This is an Acura NSX. The big wing on the back is because the air gets so thin at elevation. I believe you go from 5,000 feet to some 12,000 feet. And these guys are building this car for major downforce. It's going to be one of the unlimited class cars. If they don't cut up the chassis too much, this car could be legal for Global Time Attack. Speaking of Pikes Peak's cars, another car came out at Autosport International, and that's the Forge Motorsport car of Liam Durham. This is an RS200. This thing is all sorts of sick. And I spoke to Mike Warfield about it. He said it looks to be legal. It's not as much of a tube chassis as it should be because that's the way it comes from the factory. It's homologated with that chassis. So that car, as it stands, could be legal for Global Time Attack. So maybe we can convince Liam Durham to come over and run at some of our events after he runs at Pikes Peak. And the last thing I want to get to before I get into our topic, this is the Insight Racing. This is a Continental Grand Am GT car. The drivers on this car, two of the drivers, are two of our Global Time Attack Zone. We want to wish them luck. They're at Daytona for the Daytona 24 Hours this weekend. That's Tyler McQuarrie and Jeff Westphal. Luck this weekend, guys. What I really wanted to get into is I wanted to talk about rules. They're up on the website right now at globaltimeattack.com. And I want to show the man behind the rules. This is our race steward. This is a crazy man right here you're looking at. I'm telling you, this is a crazy man. I don't know how we would allow this guy to do our rules, but somehow we did. I must have been drinking one night or something happened, but this is Tony Circa. He's our race steward. Tony Circa from UMS Tuning. He's our race steward. He helped develop the rules. He helped update the rules, and that's what we want to talk about today. We have the updated rules. Within the street classes, what we're talking about is no full carbon fibers bodies, no Lexan windows. You must retain the OEM wheelbase. And the rear OE fender modifications are only designed to allow tire clearance. That means you can't have fender lips, no fender flares. You could work the quarter panel as much as you want, heat it up, baseball bat, roll the fender, however you want to do it, but you cannot cut into that fender. When you get into the engine or the drivetrain, nitrous oxide is not allowed, still not allowing that. We're allowing engine swaps, but they must be the same configuration. That means a 4-cylinder for a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder for a 6-cylinder. If you do a rotary, you could do a 2-rotor engine, can replace a 4-cylinder or a 3-rotor for a 6-cylinder, or vice versa. You can't do a drivetrain. Limited GT class, big news, we're allowing carbon fiber roofs. Why we're doing that is because basically if you have to do a roll cage that meets the NASA CCR specs, which many of the drivers do, in limited class, you're removing the roof. If you're removing the roof, you might as well be allowed to put back on a carbon fiber roof. The weight savings are minimal. So for us, we felt like it was a natural progression for the series. It doesn't take away from anything. We're also allowing a full under tray in limited class. Must retain the OEM wheelbase. Now we're also clarifying the rules, and I'm going to bring him on in a minute, but we're going to talk about some of these cars. Is the SNAIL Performance WRX with the over fender. The Levy brothers, they have their Lick Motorsports car. That has a little bit of a lip. JC Monet with the OMG Racing STI, that has a little bit of lip. Those aren't full cut out where the entire fender's been cut out and there's a boxed section that extends it out. So in limited class, those are allowed, but we phrase it as minimally intrusive. If you have any questions about this, please send us an email at info@globaltimeattack.com. Also in limited class, we're allowing engine swaps to be open. Nitrous oxide is still not permitted, and driver's adjustment of the suspension, in-cabin adjustment. If you're in a left-hand drive car or right-hand drive, you can't tune in Tokyo from the driver's position. Unlimited GT, or unlimited actually, the unlimited class, we are now allowing the lower frame rails to be, we're clarifying the rule. The cars have always been legal. You go up to the suspension uprights, down to the bottom, the lower frame rails you can notch out to a point that is equivalent with the suspension shock top. So we're allowing that. Nitrous oxide is also permitted. It always has. Every other week, actually, we have a guest. Either we talk about a product or we do something new. And this weekend is actually the Grand National Roadster Show. And one of our friends from Paradise, Arizona came into town. Come on up, big guy. We're going to show, oh, look, and that's look at your picture. See what we ran for you? Travis Barnes from SNAIL Performance. Thank you very much for coming on. So Travis Barnes is here. How are you, sir?
Good, how yourself?
Good, good. What are you doing here in Torrance, of all things? You're about eight or 9 hours away from us by car.
Well, my father, he's pretty much shop manager at Hatfield Restorations out of Canton, Texas. Pretty much any time they come to California, I get swooped up and we go out to different events. I bring my camera, take pictures for them, and we have a good time. This year they're at the Grand National Roadster Show, showing 2 different cars.
I want to explain to everybody who's more familiar with Time Attack, really quickly, to take a side note here, is that the Grand National Roadster Show is a big, big deal for the hot rod market.
Big, big deal.
Now, within that, I don't know if anybody's familiar with the Riddler Award at the Detroit Autorama. Along those same veins, there's something called the AMBR, America's Most Beautiful Roadster. And that's a supremely coveted award. And I asked your father, Dale, I was like, oh, you up for the America's? And he brought 2 cars, and one of them is actually up for that award, correct?
Yes.
Unbelievable. It's a 32 Roadster with a Riley V8.
Yeah, Riley V8. As far as what info I've gotten on it, it was 11 built. There's only 2 that they know of, and this is the only one that's running.
So this is the only engine of its kind that's running in a 32 Ford Roadster.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. If you're in the neighborhood in Pomona, at the Fairplex in Pomona, best of luck to the Barnes family at Hatfield Restoration as well. So let's talk about Time Attack now. So
Let's do.
You seem pretty excited, fired up. You came to 2 events last year.
2 events. The first event was, we brought my car for limited class. We had a good time. Lick and JC was out there.
Those guys are in another league.
They're in another league. I wish if Noah's watching, I want to drive that car one day. Again, I got to drive it at Willow Springs. It's an amazing car. I would love to get back in the seat of that car. But we're doing more stuff on my car. A lot more stuff on Taylor's car. There's going to be a little bit top secret stuff coming for the Apollo guys. I'll go ahead and let you know.
That's
there's my car.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, there's the car. There we go. That's Taylor, Dr. Kobe D.
Dr.
Wilson.
Kobe D. Wilson.
So he drove in street class.
He drove a street class at Infineon.
Yes. Actually, I'm sorry, you came in second at Infineon. I said
Was it-
2/3.
it was
You
a
guys
second.
came
It
in
was
second. You
second.
guys put down Clint Boileau and,
Yeah.
and Gino Renia and Apollo Performance.
That was a good time. That poor little car fought us the whole way. So, I mean,
That's the first picture we showed. I don't know if Daryl wants to go back to that
we
picture,
have.
but if you could see part of it, it went up on Facebook. That's them actually working on Tony Circa's car.
Tony's
UMS
car.
Tuna is some of his throwout bearing.
He blew it, I think it was third gear, I believe it was.
Well, we're going to see you at some of the events in 2012.
Oh,
We'll
yes,
see you at
we're-
Buttonwillow for the season opener.
We will be there.
You guys talked about Texas. I saw, hey, you guys look at that. There's the team. You guys are like me. We're the Clean Your Plate Club. I love Travis always tells me that. And you got little tiny Marcos there, Like, what's up with Marcos? Like he's a little. You guys got to put some meat on his bones,
I don't know.
He's got a fast
He
metabolism or
does.
something.
You go out to eat with this kid. He will put.
He puts it down, but he posted something with the two STIs that became Rip on Marcos type thing on Facebook.
Well,
and there's a girl from Texas that's the cupcake
club.
meet, and I was like, you guys talked about maybe getting your cars out to Texas as well too. So we'll see you at.
We will be at Texas. I mean,
We'll
no
get you to-
ifs buts about it. I will be at
Okay.
Texas. I mean, Texas Motor Speedway is like literally 100 and some change away from my hometown. So I want to go there. I have family there. Just want to see us race and friends. So I was like, Texas is a great place to go do it. So we're going to be there. I will bring my car for sure. It will be there.
Perfect. Road Atlanta, that's a stretch, but
I would.
15,000 people can't be wrong.
I would love
Come on,
it.
there it is. Unbelievable. So as we go out, I want to show that Roadster, but we want to see at the events. And really quick, as we're looking at the Roadster here.
Where can they see this at again?
This is the Grand National Roadster Show at Fairplex at Pomona
Fairplex.
this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you're Pomona is probably about good 30 miles east of downtown LA, so it's not far out of LA, Fairplex at Pomona. So it's a really, really good show. If you're into hot rods, this is one of the ultimate hot rod shows. And America's Most Beautiful Roadster Award is the pinnacle of all hot rod awards. So it's
People are
huge.
asking if this is going to enter the time attack with the dad driving it.
Maybe Dale wants to time attack it. So your car, the fenders on your car, a lot of people are asking about. They say it looks like a wide body, but it's not. It's sort of a like kind of an over fender essentially.
It's just an over fender.
You haven't really cut out a big percentage of the fender to make room. It's not like a boxed extruded fender like you're going to see on.
No, I mean, the only thing we did, it's a fiberglass WRC like replica.
Exactly.
And all we did is, we did a little bit of very minor clearance room, and
For
we
tire
run
clearance,
for running.
which is
We
allowed.
run a little bit wider tires, so I didn't like them sticking out. And I found these, we glued them on, and that's pretty much all we did. Nothing really too crazy.
That's legal in our eyes. We appreciate you coming out. Thank you for taking the time. And really quick, now we could see you at snailperformance.com, but we could also see you at Snail Performance on Facebook. But you guys have another thing. Is it Forced Air Technologies?
Forced Air Technologies is it's a local-based company. Been in business for like 12 years in Phoenix. Robert, he's the owner. Pretty much about 2 years ago, I met up with him, and he needed a tuner down there, and I couldn't pass up the deal to work with a great shop, and I started tuning cars for him. So now, basically, how we've kind of put it all together, since Taylor is now the shop manager down there.
Oh God, no.
He
Taylor, come on, really? You're in over your head. I can tell right now already.
Well, I mean, we
I'm
pretty much,
kidding.
Forced Air does all the, general maintenance, performance modifications, anything you can talk of, whatever you want on your Subaru or Evo or whatever you want to do. And then SNAIL Performance pretty much became the tuning division down there. So that's where we are. Tuning division there, and then SNAIL Performance, the race team, part.
Okay, now so if you're in Phoenix or in Paradise, I'd love you to come out and have your car tuned by the man himself, right?
Come on down. We'll have a good time.
Really quick, I want to tell everybody again, globaltimeattack.com. You could also see us on Facebook at facebook.com/globaltimeattack. You could also see us on Twitter at globalTA, at global_TA. And you could see us 2 weeks from today, exactly, at 4:20 again, Pacific Standard Time. Daryl, take us out. Send us out. Wait. There we go.
The New York Times side, staying alive was no job. Had second hands, moms bounced on old men. So then we moved to Sharon Land.